Yo, what is up, everybody, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are going to be checking Pokemon with a Side of Salt by Scott Falco. So this is going to be multiple videos. So this is going to be 8 videos. This guy has made a bunch of videos like Legend of Zelda with a Side of Salt, Breath of the Wild, whatever. So I figured, why not we watch the Pokemon one first? Let's just watch all the Pokemon one that he made. And then we will jump to Mario, then Zelda, and then whatever in the different videos. But yeah, we're just gonna check this out. This looks super funny. I've heard great things about it. Why is that doing that? You guys all saw that, right? My little computer glitched. But yeah, let's get into it.
Pokemon's been around a long time. The premise has always been pretty straightforward. Wander around a world inhabited by monsters and use and abuse them for your own personal gain and glory. Nice, wholesome fun. But with a game that's been around for so long, surely you'd think there'd be a lot of changes to the series. It wouldn't just be the same game with a fresh coat of paint like so many games do for their sequels and prequels and reboots. Surely they'd change enough of it to make it feel fresh and fun, right? Right?
Gameplay-wise, not really until Gen 6. So we're just doing all the series up until Gen 6 or 7 whenever this came out. Oh, Gen 7, okay.
Pokemon is a trendsetter series.
So this is the whole franchise in this video.
Knockoffs and bootlegs. Sure, it was an RPG, but it basically took the generic RPG hero formula and said, hey, what if instead of 4 or 6 heroes, we had hundreds? And it went with that. Pokemon started
pretty much.
Having such a gigantic
by hundreds, it turned into 1,000, over 1,000.
Roster of essentially playable characters that it was just jaw-droppingly amazing at the time. To this day, it's still pretty redonk just how many characters they've made, not only with just the Pokemon, but with the trainers and townsfolk as well. On top of that, for a game that's somewhat limited by a semi-realistic setting, it's crafted some pretty unique locales. However, with Pokemon, it's almost a fleeting fancy. Yeah, tons of us still love Pokemon. It feeds our nostalgia. But when you think of it, every Pokemon game is just a glorified expansion pack. Sure, Mario
pretty much
get called out for being samey, but they still offer large variety, even in their mainline games. Mario 64 plays insanely different than Galaxy, but at the end of the day, they both still feel like a Mario. They run, jump, and collect stars. The unique gravity of both games just makes them feel different. But Pokemon doesn't really have that twist. No unique spins. The game is always just these turn-based battles.
All it basically does is you're in a new region, 100 and something new Pokemon, new gym leaders to verse, because you're basically starting back to square one. You're a brand new trainer, and then you're just trying to become the best in the region, the champion.
Unique thing being a new type.
It's always the same thing.
Trailers nowadays, they literally spoil about 80% of the new rosters, so you don't even get to have fun discovering them. Which copy-paste games needs to be there.
Well, Gen 9, they did pretty good with not spoiling too much. They gave us a little bit to tease you to be like, hey, look at these guys, but we're not going to show you the rest.
There's also all sorts of dumb rules that don't make any sense even for the in-game canon.
Yeah.
So that's how we want to play. Big Papa Smoke, I choose you too!
Whoa, you put that shit away.
What?
Put that fucking Litten back in its bowl. It's got no business here.
Wait, but you just called your friend.
Yeah, cause we're wild. Cut from the same cloth. I've known this guy my whole life. Where'd you get that charge bug, huh? Same place you got that Litten?
Look, man, should I just... No. I got this. Look, if you're gonna fight with 2, I'm gonna do the same. It's just like a duo battle.
No, it's not, cause duo battles have trainers. This fight just has a bunch of pussies. Well, because we're cats and you're...
Yeah, I get it. Look, clearly the level 25 charge bug is gonna beat your ass. I just want to finish this fight fast and get the experience.
Well, good luck, cause I ain't gonna take my turn till that little bitch goes back out of the battlefield. Huh? What do you think of that? Whoop. Whoop.
Nope.
No running.
Nope.
Ain't your turn. Still
Damn.
my turn. Maybe I'll call for more help. Who fucking knows?
That's Pokemon at its core, a turn-based RPG, which of course isn't
pretty much.
It is monotonous. The games do a nice job of adding a few fun features that they'll toss out the next game though. Like, for real, why can't my Pokemon follow me around anymore?
That one, they should have always kept ever since Gen 4. with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I don't know why they didn't.
Especially now. They have the assets for every Pokemon. Pokemon does.
It's okay, in Gen 9, the Pokemon can finally walk with you. For the whole game. Not for, like, just DLC.
Wow, I know I love cheesecake. But if you give me another cheesecake that's prepared the same as the first with just a few chocolate shavings on it, it'll be like, alright, I mean, that's still tasty, but. And then boom! Third piece, and I'm kind of full of cheesecake at this point. This one's the same as the first.
I will never
one,
get
but
full of cheesecake.
Well, dang, I mean, this is nice, but where's the chocolate? You can't have that. Why not? You clearly have the stuff to make it. Because fuck you, that's why. Here's
True.
reveal. And even though you essentially ate the same dessert, each one was a little more expensive than the last.
That is so true.
Analogies. Am I fat? I'm fat. Now, I don't think Pokemon needs a giant overhaul. It still needs to keep its core, Pokemon Sun and Moon being the recent tries to do this mix of new and old. However, the battles are the same,
my neck.
like almost exactly the same. The difference is being the super moves, which aren't unique. It basically just tacks on a 5th or a 6th move to a Pokemon and uses a cutscene that's...
It's basically like Goku, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Krillin, Yamcha, Master Roshi, Majin Buu, all learning the Kamehameha wave. That's basically how it goes.
Fun at first, but it just becomes tedious watching it over and over and over and over again. Like, I get it, the cat blows up the world, nice. On top of that, even though they try to change it up, you essentially still have gyms. Totem Pokemon fights are alright, but they don't really provide a challenge, and most of the trials essentially...
Yeah, because it's not really a team, it's just the totem with one other Pokemon.
There were puzzles and mini-games in other gyms. I don't know why they thought this was different. For a game that's trying to be new, what's to stop it from swapping up some of the dumb formula, like these big bad gym leaders only using 2 or 3 Pokemon of the same type, and then having them act
That is
surprised
so
when
true.
a literal 11-year-old beats them in battle.
Wait, what did it say?
And then having them act surprised when a literal 11-year-old
I kind of felt uneasy in Sun when they said my trainer was
them in
11.
battle.
Why?
What's to stop them from having more fights like Red or Blue? Most of the rivals nowadays...
Red and Blue were 11.
Dumb.
They weren't even 10.
They're just dumb. Look at it. He's dumb.
Yeah.
Oh. I have played Sun.
I think it's funny how everyone says, oh, Hop is just the same as Howl. I'm like, no, he's not.
And I was excited for the game too, but while I was playing, I forgot to save one day and I dropped my 3DS and the cartridge popped out. I had lost 2 hours of work and honestly, I have not been able to bring myself back to playing it. Why? Because I thought about it. I thought, I don't want to do this again. But it wasn't like another game where if you lose, you'll redo it because it's fresh. Even though I hadn't beaten Sun, I feel like I had. Because I knew I had. I knew even if I redid my 2 hours of work, afterwards, I would have some gym battles, a run-in with the enemy team.
Not even gym battles, trial captions.
Oh my god, look at this
Oh man, my shoulder's killing me. I really fucked it up at the gym.
Process, nothing provides a challenge. I literally just choose a team and stick my main Pokemon on every fight, and watch him power up the entire team thanks to the new EXP share. It's kind of picky, but some of the changes just irked me. Like, why is Pikachu the only Pokemon that has voice lines? I get that he's the mascot, and it's not horrible, it's just annoying. Imagine if you were playing Skyrim or something and you had a run-in with a bear early on. It tosses you a wink and says something like, "Oh, what's up? It's me, the Skyrim bear. Oh, I'm the mascot of Skyrim." Sure, at first you think it's cute, but as you progress, this bear keeps showing up no matter how hard you try to avoid him, and he's always just saying something stupid and out of place. Like the anime voice for Pikachu is cute at first, but it really just stands out from the other Pokemon.
Yeah, it really does.
Anyway, like I said, the games don't need an immense overhaul, but that doesn't mean they couldn't stand to use one. Not something super drastic, but maybe even basic like action commands a la Mario and Luigi. Pokemon sort of does this now with the Pokemon being able to dodge or do more based on affection, but what if instead of luck or affection, they were tied to action commands? Nothing overly complex, but maybe you can time a button press to take less damage or even
I miss
dodge
Ash
if
Ninja.
high enough.
I wish they
Something
did. I
a
wish
little
they
extra to keep battles
changed.
a bit
I wish
more
they didn't
involved.
change it in
Whenever I watch
Gen
the
9 and
Pokemon
8
anime
or whatever it
and they're
was.
like, oh, fucking dodge that thing. I want to do that. I want that to happen. Or for a bigger change, take Ni no Kuni. In this game, you collect monsters and fight in a 3D environment, so what's to stop Pokemon from doing the same thing?
Yeah,
To
what
that
the fuck,
extent, too, maybe
Pokemon?
adopt a Tales of style, where each directional special is just one of your Pokemon moves. Sure, if you go on those routes, it'd be more of a spin-off or a departure, but maybe that's what Pokemon need.
Hey, listen. They can make a Coliseum game like that. They like make it like 3D, but then have it like 3D like that.
I mean, look at the popularity of Pokemon Go, and that's barely Pokemon at all, minus the catching. Granted,
True.
as a business, which is all that really matters now, it works. By the time old fans of the series like myself get tired of the games, you have a new, younger generation playing their first one and not knowing what the previous ones had. Pokemon is a strong brand, and if you can make a Pokemon Tekken game, I think it's safe to say that you could try for
True.
a complex 3D Pokemon. The
True.
company essentially knows something's wrong, which is why these cash-ins keep coming out. Not to mention they continuously shut down Pokemon ROM hacks or fan
Yep.
games because they do bring the new and the fresh that Pokemon could use. Even simple things of making it fun online.
Yeah, Pokemon hates
or having
ROM hack
capable
games.
gym leaders and stuff. If these were left out,
Or
it would
fan-made
cause
games, I
people
should
to
say.
realize that Pokemon could be more and make them less likely to buy games. But with current generations, all you need is some shiny visuals with a cherry on top and they'll gulp it down. Why can't Pokemon go the route of Zelda or Final Fantasy and make a big departure while
Or Pal
still
World.
keeping what makes Pokemon Pokemon? Oh, wait, I know why. Because that'd mean that they'd have to try. Which is the perfect segue into my latest announcement. Instead of editing and animating videos myself, I'll just upload giant clips of me and my friends playing Overwatch with zero editing involved. Enjoy. I'm not actually gonna do that. I have like some small semblance of artistic integrity.
Yeah, true. But I'm not gonna lie though. Like Loki, Gen 10 is gonna be coming out in the next year or two, whatever. Pokemon, you gotta change it up a bit though. Like it's your generation 10. Like that's such a milestone. Y'all gotta do something at Game Freak. Alright, listen. Nintendo, this is literally your biggest franchise. Pokemon is like, okay, I wouldn't say it's the biggest franchise, but it's one of the biggest like money grabbing things in the world. Y'all need to put more effort into giving Game Freak more developers and stuff like that, because they always say, "Oh, we don't have the manpower" or some shit. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, now let's go to. Oh, great! Let's go with the side assault.
This game's been getting lots of praise, and hey, it's either the best or the worst, but I don't get a paycheck from Nintendo, or do actual thoughtful reviews, just kind of my experiences with things. And despite what you may think, I don't just blindly hate the series, so let's see what it's got. Pokemon Let's Go is sort of a spin-off, but not really. I've seen a lot of people call it a spin-off, or not a mainline entry, but I mean, Game Freak themselves call it core, so what do I know? I mean, I know it's
I mean,
core,
it's,
but I'm still arguing.
it's a-
You go through the Kanto region again.
I mean, it's of like a main core game.
Last time we went to the Kanto region. Have I said Kanto region enough? Because hot damn, if you played Pokemon, you probably loved the Kanto region, right? Buy the game to play in the Kanto region.
Third time we
All
played
that stuff from
Kanto.
our childhood in the Kanto region. So the last time I did Pokemon for a side
Still to this day, I will only play Fire Red and Leaf Green.
that wasn't Overwatch, and I was in the mindset of if I'm an ass for the sake of being an ass, it'll be popular. I mean, that's kind of true for YouTube because it's a piece of shit, but whatever. I don't want to do that. I talked about things that bug me that didn't really bug me, and didn't even approach spin-offs in regards to some of my arguments. It was kind of rushed and forced, and I'm sure everyone's sitting here like, oh boy, he's gonna hate it, and I'm gonna talk in the comments about how much I hate it too because echo chambers are fun. I don't hate it. I don't hate Pokemon either. Yeah, Pokemon's a little stale, and yeah, this game isn't great, but I mean, I enjoyed playing it. About the same amount I enjoy playing a mindless mobile game, because let's just dive into it. Pokemon Let's Go is a $20 mobile game disguising itself as a full-price game. Is that bad? Yes.
That's
Is
so
the game
true.
itself bad? No. For me, it essentially boiled down to the game was fun, but the aesthetics were fucking terrible. I mean, it's kind of going back to what I was saying about it being a poor game or not.
One thing that I did like is how they had Pokemon the Overworld. So it was nice for them to do that and then do what they did in Sword and Shield. And then for now on, have overworld Pokemon.
I don't think a spin-off would have gotten this much of an ad campaign, features, and accessories. Remember commercials for Pokemon Conquest? So does no one ever. It's pretty clear that Game Freak
That is actually a game that I do want to play on the channel.
Or the $50 accessory it keeps going by. So the aesthetics. It's really disappointing to see titles like Zelda or Mario make such a graphical leap. And then Pokemon just gets the upscaled Citra 3DS emulator filter with a few more polishes? I mean, look at those shadows, man. I honestly believe this was either a 3DS or phone title, and then they decided, we can port it and sell it for more.
I'm not gonna lie, this probably was a 3DS game.
But maybe they're just saving that for Gen 8, but that's not really an excuse. The graphics are kind of charming, but just not what I'd expect for a Switch title. I mean, the style's just, I don't know. I'm not against cutesy graphics. I think Game Freak's town looks great, and I'm hoping the next Pokemon looks similar to that, or even how fucking Yokai Watch looks. Not this. This doesn't look like a current gen game, especially one created by one of the top grossing companies in the gaming industry. It is really cool how all the Pokemon can follow you, and some have unique carry animations, which are adorable, but the rest of the animations are so mechanical. It's the same models we've been seeing for 11 years, doing the same 3 animations for each one, essentially. So
pretty much. And listen, I know I was complaining, oh, Pokemon, blah, blah, it's not learning. Like, yes, they are learning from literally, they went from 3D to open world, like to open world Pokemon now, or I should say open world, but there's some stuff they need to fix. Literally, the only thing that I had a complaint about with Sword and Shield, I didn't care about the glitches and all that stuff, and like the graphic, whatever. I didn't care about that. The only thing that I complained about was the level setups. Like, it's supposed to be open world, you're supposed to go anywhere, but the levels don't match. They're just set. So you can go to the fairy gym leader, but you can go to the fairy gym leader first, but her Pokemon are going to be level 40, so there's no point in going all over the place if the levels don't scale to your, like, whatever, like if you don't have any badges, the first gym leader is whatever, 15 to 18. Second gym leader, if you have one badge, the next gym you go to 20 to whatever, I don't know. But hopefully by Gen 10, they perfect the open world and it becomes the bestseller on whatever console is going to be on next. Hopefully we have a new one, because the Switch is, it's not keeping up to date anymore. Like PS5, yeah.
Model or moving it back and forth on the X, Y, or Z axis, while it statically does its idle animation, which is even more depressing for Pikachu or Eevee special moves. You'd think those would get a little more flair. I've had people argue, oh man, there's so many Pokemon.
I think it's funny, like, people will complain about these games and then they still do amazing.
Shut up, that's dumb. Again, one of the top grossing gaming companies.
And it's like, bro, like, we're all complaining about silly games. We're all complaining about games for kids.
Pokemon anyway, plus 2 forms of Melton. The title is supposed to bridge players from Go to mainline, so don't you think it'd make more sense to put extra effort into a game that's supposed to bring in more of a fan base? A lot about this game really does just feel like a cash grab from Game Freak. The unique cutscenes of the game look really nice. If there was any love put into the game, I'd say it was placed in these and the carry animation, since they play out how I feel Gen 1ers imagine the scenarios went when we only had a text box and screen flash to simulate these events. But the rest is just so lifeless, whether it's the glaringly obvious NPC pathing,
yeah.
or most Pokemon just turning and hopping for attacks. A lot just feels rushed out, and a lot feels out of place for a current gen title. So the gameplay, I think it's alright.
I wouldn't say it was rushed, but
I'm not entirely against
not like they really did much to it.
An extra second to throw the Pokeball, maybe more when playing co-op, and sometimes no matter how hard you're pressing the analog, your character will just kind of stutter, and it gets annoying. Luckily, if you play the handheld, you can forget the.
But I feel, but that's the Nintendo Switch's problem. I wouldn't say that's Pokemon's problem.
And to a noticeable extent too. A lot complained about them dropping held items, techniques, and lots of other competitive stuff, but I can understand that since it is supposed to be the bridge. It'd be hard to pick up the battle system and learn all of those new things. What I don't understand is the "it's for kids" excuse. This is the dumbest excuse for this, because the kicker is this is a remake of a game for kids that people played when they were kids.
Yeah.
It's not like the original Pokemon was all that difficult.
Yeah, a lot of kids probably, a lot of kids nowadays probably never even played Gen 1. Because, like, you gotta remember, Fire Red and Leaf Green came out all the way on the Game Boy Advance.
I'm okay with easier difficulty if you give me a challenge or a difficulty option, but the game makes it fairly obvious it won't be doing that, whether it's from the language screen or your friendly rival.
You want me to help?
No, I got this.
Hey there, buddy, chum, pal, friend, buddy, pal, chum, bud, friend, fella, brother, amigo, pal, buddy, friend,
Shoot 'em.
chummy, chum, chum,
Shoot
pal.
'em.
Great job catching that Pokemon. Wow, your Pokemon are looking so much stronger from that catch. But let me heal him anyway. Whoop. What's that behind your ear? It's some revives and potions and balls.
Shoot me.
And they're all yours now. Holy Arceus, what's that over there? It's me, coming at you live with the keys to my house. Take 'em, buddy. It's yours. My sister, yours. Say, pal.
Oh.
We're in fact pals and best buds. How's about a Pokemon battle, buddy?
My guy just gave away his sister like.
Believe in you.
What's your Pokemon doing?
You splishy splashy on me.
The whole friendly rival thing can almost be another video
Ew.
entirely. I think it's dumb to not have someone to challenge you and instead just have a gratification simulator. They don't have to be an ass, but they sure as hell shouldn't be an ass kisser. Speaking of challenge,
Yeah,
there's hardly
pretty
any
much.
game. Your main Pokemon can
Him.
one-shot most trainers.
How?
The special moves they get, there's
Hop.
no reason to
Yeah,
use
yeah,
any
Hop
Pokemon.
was,
Pokemon gain
ass
experience
kisser.
from catching and battling, whether they are in it or not, and I don't believe there's a way to turn that off. Most
Wait, I gotta see these nicknames. Wait Shiz, Big Cheese, Green Bean, Dog, Ass Blast, and okay.
Whether they are in it
I
or
regret-
not, and
I regret
don't
doing
believe
that.
there's a way to turn that off. Most trainers only have 1 or 2 Pokemon as well. A lot are upset that the wild counters are just being the mobile game, and I mean, outside of the lazy animations of that too, I don't have too much of an issue with it. Wild encounters tended to get tedious for me, but this at least makes them quicker. Plus, I enjoyed the Safari Zone, and this basically turns it into that. However, it doesn't feel very
That's
rewarding
true.
to get Pokemon now, though. It is pretty fun to do the catch combos, which can net you Pokemon with better stats or increase your shiny chances. It also seemed to draw out rarer Pokemon.
Yeah, this thing was very
I think
useful.
to get the best of both worlds, you can take Let's Go's approach and have the Pokemon appear in the overworld when going through the grass. That is just fantastic, even if it does lower the difficulty of some areas, since you can easily avoid encounters in, say, a cave or something. But when you engage with a wild battle, have it be a Pokemon battle still. If you KO the wild one, it can do something like show it's weak, and have the option to enter the Go minigame to catch it. That could wind up making battles feel dragged out, however, but it's just a quick idea.
Yeah.
At its core, it's still
I wouldn't
Pokemon
really
game.
recommend
People
that.
want it to be a new title, but it's just a very flashy remake of an older game that they're charging full price. Honestly, if I was going to choose one thing to complain about this game, it would be its price. I think it should be more around 40, maybe even 30, so
Yeah.
it has less content than
Yeah.
Sun and Moon or even Fire Red and Leaf Green for
Yeah,
that
for
matter.
60
Hell,
bucks
Mega
for
Man
this
11
kind of
was a
game,
brand
it
new
was
game with
not-
completely new assets got
not
sold for
really
free.
worth
Or
it.
take into account that Monster Hunter
Like
Stories,
40,
a $40
50,
FPS game with more content,
no more than
mobile
50.
for 20.
50
So
be
by
like the
essentially doing
max.
The reverse of that, you'd still land around $40.
But, yeah.
This can still give some mindless enjoyment similar to that of
Because there are
other
Nintendo Switch games that are
I've seen
40
a lot of
bucks
people
when they
attacking
come
it
out.
viciously and praising it
And this is
endlessly.
kind of a
Yeah,
shorter
the
game.
video was more pointing out
But no,
flaws.
Nintendo's
Because
like,
the
oh
game
no, it's a
concept's just the
Pokemon
same
game,
as other
and
Pokemon
it's gonna be on the
games, so they
Switch,
don't
so
really
we
shine
have
through.
to do
The next
the
gen will probably be
the
mindless
most
attempt to stay into this
price
series,
wise.
since it's pretty obvious Game Freak is aware that they can just make anything and people will still buy it and praise it. Which, hey,
Pretty much.
maybe I'm just wrong on that account and these are really good, just not for me anymore. It's just
Nope.
weird because I used to really like Pokemon. Since the moving forward parts of Let's Go are the overworld Pokemon for both encounters and following, I can't wait to see if they remove one or both in the next title, since most of them seem to take one step forward and two back. I think if you like competitive Pokemon, probably give it a pass. There also really isn't online or a substantial post-game. If you want just some mindless Pokemon fun, then it's right up your alley. It's definitely a nice game to
Pretty
chill
much.
out with and play while you settle down or something. Just probably wait for a sale or get it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah. Alright, that was the second video. Now we're going to be going to, oh great, Pokemon Unite.
I can't wait for my first Unite battle. Go get him, Score Bunny!
Oh my god. God damn.
Welcome to Unite, loser. Pokemon Unite is League of Legends for babies. It's an
True.
Aeon of Strife style. I need to stop making this joke. It's a MOBA, which if you don't know what that is, you should stop watching this video because MOBAs are strictly for people that hate themselves and everyone around them. As an avid MOBA player, I got to enjoy the loveliest of stomps as I transferred my League know-how to Unite. And I bashed in the skulls of children that were trying out the game because it had Pokemon
Oh my
on the
God,
title
Absol.
and it was free to play.
There we go,
The game is
Lucario.
actually kind of what I
Coming to
wanted
save the
as a
day.
permanent mode in League. The matches don't last longer than 10 minutes as the objective isn't to destroy the enemy nexus, but instead score as many buckets as possible. You
Yep.
do that at what would be towers, which don't actually defend themselves and rely on the players to do so. Despite multiple paragraph articles trying to make it seem more complicated, defending a goal can be summed up with hit them dummy. Instead
Yeah,
of
pretty
3
much.
abilities and an ult, you have 2 and a Unite move. However, you can choose between 2 different moves at your evolve level. So mirror matches of the same character can actually have different kits, but you'll only ever see the meta picks outside of 1 or 2 outliers that will probably feed. There's no shop, so
returning to base is mostly only used to heal, allowing you to stay active and not be bogged down by menus or counter builds.
Very
a lot
true.
of people claim that the game is pay to win, but in reality, it's more of a handicap. It doesn't matter how much money you spend if you suck at the game, just like giving a monkey a shotgun doesn't get...
It's not a pay to win. It's pay to have cool things.
guarantee him a victory in a death battle with a lion.
I'm not gonna lie, Unite made a lot of money.
Just scream and throw poop. Sure, if you understand the game and become a pay pig, you'll definitely have a leg up and be able to stomp a lot easier. I do think the health item system is inherently dumb, as it's reminiscent of early League runes, where you were essentially punished for not already having 100 hours in the game out the gate. I'm not against having the items, but maybe either give more coins or have matchmaking based around item level then, as you can max out equipment without spending hundreds of dollars, but you'd probably have to have been playing since the game released. But ultimately, matches adopt the Splatoon ideology, where 90% of the game doesn't matter. And really, the last 2 minutes is what determines the victor, as points will be doubled and Zapdos can literally win games by giving everyone 20 buckets on top of the ability to defenseless dunk. Only the last hit on Zapdos matters, so even if you were sucking all game, if you get a lucky hit, you've probably got yourself a W. As someone who, for God knows what reason, has solo climbed all the way up to Masters, I think I can safely say that bottom tier and top tier is almost entirely the same. No matter
True.
what rank you are, you will still have teammates that do nothing all game, ignore objectives such as Dread or Zapdos, steal experience, and do
Yep, and that's exactly why I stopped playing. I literally played like, probably, I think I played like one stream, and then I was like, nah.
Pick Venusaur in general. Sure, some of these die down in higher tier, and I've had multiple games where Zapdos was never even defeated, but you will always run into deadweights, and they are so much worse in this title than they are in other MOBAs. One deadweight can literally cost a game, and God forbid if you have multiples. Knowing the genre is filled with toxic people such as myself, they've limited communication and reports, but that doesn't stop me from blocking everyone that has a value under 30 and reporting them for maliciously idling. The game is rather punishing too, as there are no bans, meaning you can expect a Greninja and Cinderace every fucking game.
Yeah.
Network issues can randomly disconnect you, and there is no method of remaking for an AFK. I think at the very least, I should be able to dodge a ranked game without penalty if anyone locks Venusaur. Seriously, he's a cool mon, but he's a lousy champ who I've never seen MVP. Outside of ranked, you have regular battles and then quick battles, which are on smaller maps with some gimmicks, which are nice if you're looking for an even faster mode. And seeing as how the game will eventually be coming to mobile, I can see this mode getting a lot more use. Ultimately, I do enjoy Unite, and the game's already gotten a new character with more on the way. They seem to be listening to player
Pretty sure they
complaints
still
too,
get
so
new
hopefully
characters to
we'll
this
see some
day.
item changes. I just hope they don't exclusively listen to the casuals for everything, which would cause the game to get watered down even more. At the end of the day though, winning can be achieved by abusing these 3 simple tricks. Pick anyone but Venusaur, don't pick Venusaur, make sure no one on your team is Venusaur.
Damn. Venusaur does not get the love he deserves. Because we still have Legend Arceus, and then we have Scarlet and Violet, a second video of Scarlet and Violet, and then the DLCs, so both DLCs. So I think I'm going to do that for next video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.
In the Android 18, down the pussy, I'm killing it, please. I get you go white and like I got me kinda keep all of these rappers I eat. I'm the protagonist, leaving the cheeks red. Bitches love me like Pikachu. I stick a ball, they're killing me off the show, but I come back like a Rimuru. Look at the wrist to a dice beam. Look at my Titan, see lightning. I live in the bush to a sightseeing. I'm throwing hands like a typing.